Assalamualaikum, my name is Hazir Haris bin Asnul Hadi and my MT number is 264318, and I will present about a case analysis framework for case Valeant Pharmaceutical, Eroded reputation and stock price. Okay. Next, I will continue to the agenda that I will talk about, which is the first one is summary of the case, the second one is main issue, next is cause of the problems, the third one is alternative solution, and the last one is the recommended solution for this case. Okay, first of all, I will start with the summary of the case. This case is about Valeant Pharmaceutical, who was once awarded for its outstanding business approach, its stock price and reputation as one of the Canada's most valuable companies, on the other hand, had plummeted in recent years. The previously glorified pharmaceutical company was accused of price gouging and is currently under investigation by the US Security and Exchange Commission for fraud. Valeant was also overburdened with significant debt from spray acquisition, and it was scrutinized by investors and regulators for choosing against GAAP and using non-GAAP accounting methods for its financial statement. Next, I will continue to the next agenda, which is the main issue. Okay. The main issue of this case is that can Valeant save their reputation and stock price? Next, I will continue to the cause of the problem of this case. One of the causes of the problem is political fallout. Okay, let's talk about this. Martin Shkreli, who is the former CEO and co-founder of Turning Pharmaceutical, he is obtained the manufacturing license for the anti-parasite drug, which is called Daraprim, in August 2015. And however, due to this license, he immediately raised the drug price by factor of 56, which is from $13.50 to $750 for each pill. Because of this, the front page news story managed to cast a spotlight on Valeant similarly gouging price increases, which quickly caught the attention of the American politician. Presidential candidate, which is Hillary Clinton, Senator Bernie Sanders, and other US Congress leaders began to condemn the company. This price gouging charges began to negatively affect Valeant stock price as investors began to see cracks in the company model. Next, we continue to the second cause, which is questionable business practice. Okay, Valeant was accused of using specialty pharmacies like Fildor to artificially inflate or manufacture sales. Let's talk more details about Fildor. Fildor main business was dispensing Valeant's most expensive drugs to consumers and then request payment from insurers. Although this practice was legal, it increased the risk that Valeant would not be paid for those drugs, even though large rebates were offered to insurers and other intermediaries to encourage payment. Many claims were still rejected by insurers who refused to pay for the more expensive non-generic drugs, thus leaving Valeant to absorb those losses. Fildor practice increased the risk of impairing Valeant's relationship with the key insurers and healthcare intermediaries, which were ultimately paying for its drugs. After that, Valeant quickly cut ties with Fildor after citing concerns about the pharmacy business practice. It later restated earnings to properly account for sales to the pharmacy and then shut down Fildor altogether. The third causes and last is unsustainable growth. Beyond the controversy that began plaguing the company, Valeant also faced slowing growth. To hit its growth target, Valeant had to keep going to acquisition. But as it grew, fewer deals were significantly increasing revenue. Valeant's reputation as a serial acquirer was by this time well known to smaller pharmaceutical companies, was forcing Valeant to take a large amount of debt to pay the requisite acquisition premium. This large amount of debt was also putting financial strain on the organization and was seriously limiting its ability to fund future growth. Okay, next, one of the alternative solutions that I provide is first is change the top management of Valeant. Top management is responsible for establishing policies, guidelines, and strategic objectives, as well as for providing leadership and direction for quality management within the organization. They should also establish those responsible and hold them accountable for a wide variety of management system process. The advantages is it can improve business processes. One of the changes that Valeant can do is organizational restructuring. Organizational restructuring is defined as an act that reorganize the ownership, legal, operational, or any other structure of an organization for making it organized and profitable. And for example, it can include changing team structure, redistributing personnel, or restructuring hierarchy of the company. Meanwhile, the disadvantages is resistance. Employee resistance is one of the biggest obstacles to change. This resistance usually stems from fear of change or fear of the unknown. In most cases, this resistance comes from frontline employees and middle management. Okay. Next, we go to the second solution, which is apply correct accounting practice. One of the accounting practices is Valeant should or must follow GAAP, which is called Generally Accepted Accounting Principle. GAAP are a common set of accounting rules and standards that dictate how financial statements are prepared. Public companies, non-profit organizations, and government entities are required to prepare financial statements in accordance with GAAP. This guideline were developed over time by the Financial Accounting Standard Board and the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. GAAP encompasses a wide range of accounting practices and philosophies. Some key areas covered by GAAP, which include recognition, which is it talks about how asset, liability, revenues, and expenses are recognized on financial statement. Second one is measurement. Third one is presentation, and the last one is disclosure. Disclosure is what information needs to be shared on the financial statement. The importance of GAAP is, without GAAP, companies will not be held to be a strict set of standards, which means they did have a lot more leeway in deciding what information they choose to share or keep hidden. GAAP therefore serves the very important function of making sure companies and organizations can cheat on their financial reporting. GAAP allows investors to easily evaluate companies, such as Valeant, simply by reviewing their financial statement. If an investor is torn between two companies in the same industry, that investor can compare their respective statements to determine which is doing better job at generating revenue and managing cash flow. Last but not least, the third solution is convert debt to equity. Convert debt to equity refers to a creditor existing debt, which is it also includes principal and accrued interest, is converted into shares in the borrower. New shares are issued to the lender in satisfaction of the debt, and the loan is no longer owed. From a company's perspective, especially for Valeant, there are several advantages to equity of a debt, which is a swap of debt for equity can improve a company balance sheet by reducing its debt and increasing its shareholder funds. Next, interest also will no longer be payable or accrue on the debt. By contrast, there is no ongoing cost of equity of the company unless preference shares are issued. Last but not least, the right of enforcement and the other lender protection usually found in finance agreement will fall away. This will be helpful as a lender will no longer be able to enforce this right and potentially push the company into the liquidation process. Those are three alternative solutions that I provide for Valeant. Next, the last step is the recommendation solution. For this case, the recommendation solution for Valeant is change the top management. By using SWOT analysis, this recommendation looks better and more clearly. Strength of the changes in the top management is it will make more accountable for their own mistake. Good CEO practice constructive accountability to their action and leadership. This is important because CEO need to instill in others the responsibility of being accountable instead of blaming others for mistake or poor decision. Good CEO will more focus in their effort on actionable ways to get better results in moving forward. Next, the second way is weakness. For weakness, the weakness is it will make decisions slower. The reason is top management will need take time to study about the Valeant structure, which is quite complicated, and their financial statement which also not prepared well due to not following GAAP. Thus, the new top management cannot make decisions more faster as we need to. Next, the third one is opportunity. To solve the issue of the opportunity is top management can solve the issue of share price and reputation. Management appear to be committed on improving financial health of the organization and make measurable progress in improving Valeant capital structure. Next, the last but not least is the threat. The threat for change the top management is top management will have more cash flow out. This is because the top management will get fined or sued by the United States Department of Justice and also the United States Attorney Office and the US Security and Exchange Commission due to a class action lawsuit by top management before. That's all for me. Thank you.